What I was thinking about is how important personal observation is when it comes to different cultures or time periods in like TV shows and movies. And something I tend to notice when people are watching movies and TV shows that have cultures different from their own is that to make up for their ignorance of not understanding the culture that they're witnessing, is that instead of doing the obvious thing, which is observing what is going on to try and give them an idea of what exactly the culture is by how the characters in the film or TV show are reacting, is they just tend to take their brain out, put it in the trash bin, and replace it with their own culture so that if they see it as the way they would see their own real life, they can kind of have this false sense that they know what is going on, and this not only makes you come off as arrogant but now also a tad ignorant as well, or the other way around. It not only makes you come off as ignorant but also arrogant now. Your culture is not a replacement for the culture that you're witnessing, because our culture can be drastically different from other cultures, especially from different time periods. If like take where I am, for example, I live in the Midwest. You take the Midwest now in 2022 and compare it to the Midwest in 1942. Those are two completely different things, just culturally alone. And I thought about this because of, well, if you recognize the thumbnail, one, you got a keen fucking eye. Number two, it's because it kind of influenced this video a little bit. The thumbnail is the opening scene from the movie Inglourious Bastards. If you don't know that movie, it's a Tarantino film and a damn good one. Like there's a bad Tarantino film. I was watching a fellow by the name of Devin G reacting to it, and no disrespect to him at all. I am subscribed, I am a fan, I do frequent his videos, but it's pretty obvious that in the opening scene, a lot of his reaction was due to his own preconceived notion on his own culture, and he was just putting it over their culture as a bit of a filter because he didn't understand what was happening. The first thing that happens is that when the Colonel Lanslow, I think I'm saying his name correctly, who is a Nazi Jew hunter for the time period, goes up to a French farmer's house, and he's kind of just doing a check off. He's going house to house, making sure, okay, there's no Jews here, let's check it off the list and go on to the next one. And he introduces himself, and he's taking his time with it. He's being very polite, very formal, going through the niceties as you would. And Devin is just saying stuff along the lines of, don't be trying to be nice with me. Just tell me what you want and get the fuck off my property. And it's like, oh yeah, you a big tough guy, huh? That's exactly what you would say. My man, you would be shot for even daring to be that rude to someone like that. Understand, Nazi-controlled Germany was not a free nation. They may have been flourishing economically, but they were not free by any stretch of the imagination. It was first and foremost a dictatorship. And in dictatorships, I think this is something a lot of people in free countries, especially us Americans, tend to struggle with, is that only those who are high-ranking in the military or have high political status have any power. And when they have power, boy, do they have it. Those guys can practically write their own damn laws. Being rude to someone with that kind of power means that you just basically wrote your own death warrant. They can decide your fate on the spot, and the farmer in this scene knows it. That's why he's being polite back. So Lancel goes inside, and the first thing he does when he sees the farmer's daughters, there's three of them in total, is he remarks to the farmer, "I've heard stories about how beautiful your family is, and may I say, each one of your daughters is more lovely than the last." Devin, once again, is popping up saying basically anything anyone would think in our modern day if some stranger in your house said that about your kids. That in our modern day would be considered very sus. It would be considered very inappropriate to talk about how beautiful one's daughters are. But back then, that was just another nicety. This was exactly what Lansel intended it to be. It was considered a compliment. Talking about how beautiful or how lovely one's daughter is would be the equivalent of telling someone that their son is very strong or very handsome. It's not only normal for the time period, but it is first and foremost a compliment. And it's just another example of a cultural difference between our culture and theirs. Another scene that he had strong feelings about was the kiss on both cheeks as a greeting, and it's very obvious that you can put together by looking at the reactions everybody, all the characters in the scene have, that this is something that is normal there, and even in modern day France, Italy, and Spain, this is still a very common greeting. But Devin treats this as a very personal thing, as is it's inappropriate to be trying to get into trying to ask somebody else onto a date while also delivering a kiss to the cheek on a completely separate individual. But in the time period, and like I said, even culturally today, that's just part of the culture. That's just a formal greeting for them. And yeah, this is one of the reasons why you need to use some basic observation skills and try and piece together what the culture is and how different it might be from your own. Your own culture is no replacement for the actual culture, and it just kind of makes you come off as looking like a bit of an ass when you're presuming you know how things are based on your own. Uh, I think that's all I had on my mind. I think observations, especially when it comes to different cultures, are incredibly important, and I'd like to see more people try and use it a bit more instead of just assuming they know what's going on based on their own experience. If you liked the video, don't know why you would. I was all over the place today. At the very least, I'd appreciate if you commented, let me know what you thought. It helps out the channel if I have at least some kind of feedback. Thanks for watching.